Hello. Hi, guys. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that I can read your comments. And let me know if you can't hear me or something. I don't know what she's crying for. Okay. So I don't love that there is a lag between my chat and my okay, we're all good. All right. So I pulled out some of the new release to use. I pulled it out, but now where did I set it? Oh, life is hard. I literally had it in my hand. I was going to use the French press. Oh, it's underneath here. Lord have mercy. All right. So, and then I pulled out the Soulful Season, this 3D embossing. So I think maybe something with this, and then the sentiments. Did I also have those in my hands? Maybe not. The sentiments, maybe we'll use those after they're done. Because I kind of went in and looked to see like what you guys were naturally gravitating towards. And that way I could find something that, maybe I don't know. I guess maybe something like you weren't exactly sure how you were going to put it together, because it seems like the gallery wall is super popular, and the what was the other one? I can't remember now. But anyway, so I figured we would try to use this one. My wonderful sister put all of my scrap papers in this little bin. So I am going, see, and I say little, but it's not really a little bin. It's a lot of bin. So I'm going to see if I can find some colors to die cut these out of, because I feel like that's what most of you guys would do. You probably wouldn't color them like I do. So I thought maybe let's cut them out of colored cardstock, and then I will still add shading, but that might be maybe a little bit more helpful. Let me check out my comments here. Oh, well, Curl, we're glad that we could offer some distraction. All right, so there is some gray. I have to have my layering guide because I have no idea what I'm doing. There is some brown. Let me see if I can find more of that. Is that the same color? Nope, it's not. This one is one that I used for a different card. So how is your guys' week going? Are you having a good week? That's a different gray. I feel like it's been very chaotic here. The last couple of weeks, because my husband was out of town for training. So I was thrown off of my natural, like what my normal schedule is. Is that is the same color. Yay. All right, what else do we need? Do we need maybe, I need a color for my mug. I would naturally gravitate towards blue, but we'll see what else we can come up with. Oh, Susan, it'll be there when you have time for it. Hi, Brandon. Kathy did my thumbs up already because I always love you. Well, thank you. I love you guys too. I look forward to these. These are a lot of fun. So maybe We have brown. I've done blue. Maybe let's go for like a teal-ish color. Is this, I gotta measure this, you know, because they're scraps, because I don't know if they're, that's a full card base. So maybe we'll go for this tealish color. Yeah, and because I have a secondary scrap that I could do my mug out of. I must like these colors together because I keep finding them together. All right. And I don't think we're going to do the whole thing metallic, but there's a couple of like accent pieces I think would look good in a metallic. So let me see what I have here. Started off your day with lab work and then going to a dentist and ended up having to have a tooth pulled. Oh, Lori, I'm so sorry. That is a rough day. I was thinking I don't use a lot of silver. I probably don't have a lot of scraps in here that are silver. Probably got a lot of gold though. These ones like are all shapes, I think. I do think silver would make the most sense though, don't you? That one I might just have to locate it. The actual silver. Gold, vellum. Oh no, I do. Look at that. That was from probably what? The tools that we did a couple of releases ago? Okay. The tooth was not really needed and the repair would have been expensive. I believe that because what day was that? It was like right after my mom passed. I had a root canal that broke. And because I was supposed to go get it fixed and then she went into hospice, so I never went and got it fixed. Well, then it broke, and so then I really needed it fixed and they had to do a bridge and everything else. It was like going to be like $5,000. It was, yeah, dental work is expensive. Okay. Oh, Anne, I'm sorry to hear that. I will be praying for your daughter. Okay. All right. I wish that there was a way. We don't need these yet because we don't, and I'm going to leave this white, I think. So let's just get our little guys out here and start with our die cutting. Okay, so this is our mug. Put that down here. I don't think there's going to be any other teal on there. This is the coffee middle part, the middle coffee part. This is the coffee that goes in our mug. So we want that to be brown as well. Nobody wants gray coffee. Gray coffee means it's old. Don't drink it. It's a trick. Oh, you know what? We don't need me on here. I'm going to take me off so that we can just do the desk. There we go. Okay. Oh, yeah, hockey. It's not girl. It's not a competition. Hers is allowed to be hard and yours is allowed to be hard. Both can simultaneously be true. Okay. This is the top. So that's going to go out of the gray. This is the base, which, like, it looks like it, like this would be the clear part, but we're not going to do it clear. Maybe I should have pulled out like a light tealish blue color, maybe, or a bluish gray, maybe. I don't know. We'll try both. Well, I do have vellum. Maybe I could build it on vellum. Let's try that. I'm going to try that because I have a scrap in here of this. So I'm going to use this as my body. Let me scoot these over so that I can make room for all of my things. Okay. And then this is brown. This is the part that goes in the middle there. This is the handle. I want to do the handle metallic, I think. And I think I also want to do this is the portion that pushes down the French press and the handle to that. So this is the steam coming off the coffee, which might be one of the only things that I have to do in white. And then the body of this is also gray. This is the top designy piece. So we'll do that on metallic as well. I thought a tea French press would be cute. I've never used a French press. Can you French press tea? I have no idea. So, somebody educate me. What to say? I think I have like a little scrap from another card I was working on. A little scrap of white. All right, now let's get busy taping these things down. Oh, you ordered watercolored pencils, Denise. I love that. Just something of note, this blue thing is on my actual desk. It's not on my vellum. Okay, so there's that. There's that. Some of these have been used and reused, so I saw pics of it online, but I don't know if that actually means it's possible. Yeah, Brandon, I honestly have no idea. I do drink tea, but I'm not like a fancy tea drinker. Like my sister is like, she does loose leaf tea and has adorable little, holders for her loose leaf tea. I just drink tea out of tea. Like I'm a tea bag tea drinker. I'm not fancy. Okay. And then get that down. So do you guys think this is more along the lines of what you would normally do? Like, would you normally die cut them out of colored cardstock? I feel like there's a way to make this better. I can't stop my cheap ways. Like I want to be, I want to conserve the most space possible so that I can continue to use this piece of silver whenever I need it. Okay. I'm going to go with that. So Kathy, yeah, you usually die cut yours out of colored cardstock. I like, just from looking at other people's things, I do think that probably is the most common way to use them. It is a time saver. Corolla, that's a Corolla. You were making omelets. That's why you missed it. It's totally fine. I hope that they came out good. We're using the French press, Lovely Layers French press. Oh, your mom used to do the loose leaf. Yeah, girl, I do the tea bags because I'm lazy too. Same. Okay, so now we're going to get our die cutter. Brandon's going to give me a hard time about my die cutter. I don't blame him. Because it is beat up. My plate is wonky, but I am going to use it until it breaks. I wish I colored like everyone. Well, Kathy, don't feel bad. Not everybody colors. This must be one of the pieces I've used 1,000,002 times because it's not sticking very well. So let's try switching to a different piece of used tape. Okay, there we go. See how many I can fit on here. And you will fit, but you will not. So let's, boop. Okay. I never looked at Amazon. Simon says hit them for sale for $15.99 for a set of 10. I don't know what we're talking about. What are we talking about? What's on Amazon? What's on Simon? What are we selling? I bumped that. Oopsie. There we go. Go to your home. There we go. Nope. You're rude. Very rude. There we go. Come back there. Does the Magic Mat work great? I've seen it so many times, but never took the plunge. So, Corolla, to be quite honest with you, I didn't either. It was one of the free gifts that they did with an order. And honestly, like you're going to be able to see it right here. It works really well. And I like it. It's quieter. Like, it is much quieter because you're not like cracking into the plates. And it's supposed to be self-healing. I mean, I don't know about that. The HB watercolor pencils. What is the HB watercolor pencils? I don't know what the brand is. What's an HB? I don't know. Anyway, so I have enjoyed using it. The only time I have found that it didn't work the best is with like really, really super intricate dies. And I'm talking the ones where like it doesn't matter what you're using, you got to run them through 2-3 times. But other than that, I have been very happy with it. And they have sales pretty frequently. So if you wanted to try it, I would wait for it to be on sale. Did you get the Tim Holtz watercolor pencils? They had a great price on Sunday. I do have the Tim Holtz watercolor pencils. And actually, I was just looking at something today where I was like, I should get those out and use those for that. I like the Magic Mat, but it doesn't work for felt or embossing folders or if I need a metal shim. I don't even own a metal shim, Brandon, so I don't know how often you're having to use them. But yeah, so the embossing folders, I don't think it's meant for that. I think it is a die cutting mat. I think that's what its purpose is because it's self-healing. Okay. And you know what else I like about it? When I'm trying to get my pieces off, the the plastic one, like the traditional plates, I do not love the sound because I have to scratch my fingernail along the edge of them to get them to come off. This is much more pleasant for me. And that alone might have been enough of a reason for me to switch, honestly. Okay, there's that. Here's our extra piece. This is our coffee for our cup. And I think the only part that we're missing now is this one, is the actual body. Hi, Melissa. Okay. Oh, Susan, I'm so glad you had such good experience. The people from Honeybee really are great. Okay, and here is this. And then this is the top. Okay. So we're done with this. And now we're going to spread our pieces parts out and see what we're working with. So this is our body. This is our steam for our mug. That's for our mug. This is for our mug. This is the handle. That's the top of this handle. You're watching me on your big TV screen? Oh, I'm sure that it's very interesting. I'm glad I took my face off, Corolla. All right, so we have the body, and then this has got to go on the inside, right? So we do this. We are going to color these, but I have to visualize how it's going to look so I know where to add my shading. And then this part goes in here. That's the actual press part. And then the little stirrer, I imagine it sticks up out of there. Okay. And then this. Nope. This one first, Kelly. Then this. Then this. Our handle. We're getting the gist of it. This is this piece up here. And that goes on there. And this little, where you go, little guy? Oh, over here on top of there. That's where that one goes. Okay. All right. So now we have some idea of where this is going. Okay. So I'm going to start with the mug. I'm going to start with the mug. I was doing some other coloring, so my Copic markers are crazy all over the place. Let's see what I've got. In my, okay, in my Olos. So I feel like BG 08, which is connected to a BG 2.7. Okay, those two. And then a 2.5. Okay. The Olos, because I'm still not like 100% on them. I still do have to look at. I still have to look and see what colors are what colors, because I don't know them by heart yet. There's a 1 and a 3. Where's the 5? Am I missing it somewhere? That's a 3. I'm going to pull out the warm grays for the little smoky bits. Where is the 5? Okay. Well, I could have swore that I put them anyway. Okay, well, we're just going to move on. Pick another color. So for the coffee part, when is the Christmas release? I don't know if Melissa, I don't have a date yet. I don't know if Melissa maybe does or not. It is upcoming. You guys hear a faint beeping? I don't hear any beeping. Do you think the Olos are going to do away with Copics? No, because I think everything, depends on what, kind of use you prefer. I don't think that they're going to do without them, but I do think for card makers, like, it's a very nice alternative that is much more price point friendly to have. I do. All right, so for the dark coffee, I'm going to do the 70s. $77, so I'm looking for an 8.7 or the 7.8. There it is. I got these fancy towers because Brandon was like, hey, they have towers to organize them. So I got them. And then what, a 7? Do we go from a 7.7 to a 7.3? I think we do. Yep, there it is. Okay. You hear the beeping every live? Huh. I don't, there's no beeping going on here. I'm not sure what is beeping. All right, so this is for the dark. And then I do need a little bit of a warmer combination. So I already pulled the 4.6, didn't I? No, so maybe 4.3, 4.6. What are you connected to? The 2.5. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah, I have no idea why it would be beeping. The only other noise besides just myself talking in my craft room is like the fan on my laptop. That's the only other thing I can hear. So yeah, I'm not sure why it would be beeping. All right, 4.3. then the 4.6. And then I can just use the 7.7 as a darker shade if I need it. So we have the grays kind of, because I can't find the 3 or the 5. I really wonder what happened to that. I don't know. Maybe it rolled underneath something on my desk. That is a distinct possibility. Some sort of feedback from my microphone. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I could figure it out, but okay. Well, thank you. All right. Okay, so let's start coloring this stuff, or we're going to end up sitting here all day talking about my beeping, and we're not going to make anything. Okay. Okay, so this is the back piece. We don't need that. I picked out a couple of blue greens for this cup. So I'm going to zoom us in. Get these out of the way. This is going to be my darkest color. So all right. So this does have a little bottom, a little thing to set on. So we're going to add shading there. And then where the handle meets the cup and the inside edge, I'm also going to add some shading just to like the left and the right hand side to help give it a little bit more dimension. And this does dip in kind of here. So I'm going to do like 2 little triangles where it dips in, and then this will also be shaded in the back. Okay, the 2.7 to blend that out. And then we're going to go over this color right here and extend that out. And then do the same thing on this side. Go over that. Okay, and then this is the lightest color, the 2.5. And remember, when you first put down your colors, they are darker than they're going to stay because the alcohol hasn't evaporated yet. But I do think I'm going to need a slightly lighter color to blend that in. So I am going to grab a 2.3 should do it. Okay. Hi, Lise. All right. 2.3. Just to go over this middle section and blend everything together. All righty. So there's our little cup. Let me get those out of the way. And Normally I wet my washcloth before I get in here and start coloring, so it's easy to clean up, but I did not. All right. So now we're going to do our coffee color, which is going to be these warmer browns. And oh, I guess I should check and see. I think it goes like this, but I should check. I should double check and see so I'm not adding darkness to the wrong. Yeah, it is like that. Okay. So I'm going to add it down here at the bottom and then just a little to the left and the right-hand side. We are doing the French press. Okay, and then we're going to blend that out with the lighter color there. And then this is going to be our coffee, which I think I did. Did I match it? It's pretty close. My super light coffee. Okay. So that's that one. This one is the little smoke. So I'm just going to use some warm grays, a 1 and a 3, just to add a little bit of a shadow on one side of it, just to help give it a little bit of dimension. That's all. Okay. So then that portion is done. This one stays light. So yeah, a little coffee with my creamer. Exactly. Listen, Daniel and I have good taste. We both love you. So don't judge us by our coffee. All right. 4.6 is the same one we used up there. So I'm going to add that to the edges. I drew my own coffee cafe background with a T-square ruler. Brandon, I have not a coffee cafe, but I've definitely used my T-square ruler to draw my own backgrounds before. If you were working on this alone, would you start with colored cardstock or white cardstock? Bonnie, honestly, it depends. So for some things, I like to start with white because I know that this is the area this is going to go into. So that is why I am coloring this in. I don't want you to see this, this lightest part of the cardstock. It depends on how light I want my highlights to be. If I want like a true, like a white highlight, then I would start with white cardstock so I can control all the shading. But then there's other stuff like this where like it kind of has minimal real estate. So coloring it in colored cardstock is totally fine. Okay. Now, so this is for the darker part. We're going to do well, I guess I could show them to you all together. We're going to do the sevens family. So yeah, Lori, it's because I work with the, you can leave them together and they would be a full-size marker and color them. Or you can actually spend the money to make it a full-size marker. So you would be like a C3 on one side and a C3 on the other side. I did not want to, the half markers were fine with me. I started coloring with them as halves because it would confuse people. Like I would be coloring with a C1, but on the back of my marker, it would say C3. So I started coloring with halves so that does not happen. Okay. And I have a bad habit of holding them in my hand. Okay, so this is going to be dark. And this is going to be dark. I'm going to take this up the sides. And it's probably hard to see on camera, but there is an embossed area here. Okay. Oh, I forgot. They do have handles too. Brandon's right. They do have handles, which would extend them out. I don't use them because this doesn't bother me. But if it bothered you, that is an option for sure. Okay. Going over our previous color. And then this will be our lightest color. Make sure we go over that to really get it blended in. Okay. So I think that's, and then this, like I said, this brown sits right in here is the actual like press part. This has little speckles in it. I've never used a French press either, but I imagine this is what we're like, this is the grounds we're smushing. So I'm going to go in, this is the 7.7, and I'm just going to do some dots. I'm actually going to do it with both of them. I'm going to do some dots to help make it look a little bit more textured. And get those little embossed ones too while I'm at it. Okay. There we go. And then this will sit there. Okay. There we go with that. That's done. All right, now these pieces. This goes here. So we'll have like a little bit of a shadow on the top and the bottom. And this is the one I think I'm going to have to switch back to my Copics because I don't know where, at least for the C5, because I don't know where the other one is. That's a C9. Yeah, my 5 and my 7 must be connected to each other in my C's because, oh, here they are. Yep, they are connected to each other. They were in with my blues. That's why my brain was not processing. My brain was not processing. All right. So I am going to end up taking this out to the C3, I would bet. So these ones here. So we know we're going to have a shadow here because we have that trim. So let's just go ahead and put that in. And then I'm going to do a little bit just to stick with that same center shading that we've been doing. Put a little bit there. And then here, this is where the handle is going to be. So we're definitely going to have some darker shadows there. If we're doing a center highlight, then our shadows would be on this side over here. And then we will add a little bit there, a little bit there, and then some underneath. Same thing down here. Because this is the part that's actually going to be sitting on the counter or, whatever surface it's on. And then the 5. Go right over that. And down here. Underneath. Down this side. Okay. Oh yeah, we are having a YouTube pop tomorrow. It's Inspiration Week. And our design team always, they're so talented. They always bring it. Okay. And then this is the C3. Blending all those together. Okay, so that's that. Now here, because alcohol markers will literally color anything, like as you can see, they color my glass mat. You can actually add shading to these a little bit. So, but you have to have a dark enough color. And you can't expect them to, like, we're not going to be able to blend colors. We're just going to add shadow. So I'm just going to get the inside edge. Sir. And if you don't like it, because we're coloring like on a non-porous surface, if you're like, nope, I have regrets, you can just wipe it away with a little bit of alcohol. Okay, and then we're just going to do a little bit on the sides. I'm going to do a little dot in the center of this one. Down here, and this one sits on the tippy top, so we'll just add a little shading up from the bottom. If you're like, hey, that's too dark, I don't love that, you can go back in with one of those lighter colors and kind of push it back. See? And make it just a little bit lighter. So it doesn't have such a hard edge. Shading on metallics. This one doesn't necessarily need it, but I need them all to match. So, I have problems. Okay. There we go. Excuse me, sir. Okay. So I'm going to scoot these over. And I'm going to clean up my little work surface here before we move on. Bonnie, I have not colored this before. I have not. Okay. All right. So I'm going to zoom us back out here just a little so that we can put this together. Am I switching over to Olos? Lori, I am invested in my Copics, but I do like the Olos. I like the pinks and honestly, I like the pinks and the purples. Like, I feel like they have a much better selection than the Copic markers do. I will probably just continue to use both of them, like I have been. Or you can use them together as well. So you can use the Olos to plug in different spots that maybe you feel like your Copic collection has holes in. Okay. All right, so I think that this is going to be good. All righty. Where are my tweezers? Here they are. And where's my glue? I have my glue holder, but it is empty. Where did when I got to, oh, there it is. When I got done working, apparently I didn't put it back in its home. Okay, so we're going to let's do our little cup. Put our little coffee in our cup. Okay. Look at how cute you are. You're adorable. Okay, and now we have our vellum. At least the cap was on. Susan, you are not kidding. You know me so well. Oh, all right. In fact, I'm going to set this here. So this goes down here. Oh, you know what? I think I need to put this little, I do. I need to put the handle in. I need to put the handle in first. Thankfully, liquid glue gives us wiggle room. And you know, I would not have made that mistake if I would have just paid attention to my layering guide. Oh, that's why I need them. All right, so this sits above this. No, this does go in here. This does go first, doesn't it? It does go first. And then, see, Bonnie, this is where it becomes apparent that I've never done this before. And then this, it sits on top of it. Okay. And then up out the center top here. Right. Okay. And what happened to our lid? What happened to our lid? We saw it, right? We had it. We colored it. It was a little, oh, look at, Lord have mercy. I was teaching for Honeybee in the Crop and Create this past weekend, and I couldn't find my C9 marker. It was in my lap the whole time. Ew. So Lori, they have I think it's 132 colors, but they're actually adding 96 more. And they're on pre-order right now. They'll be releasing, I think, in December. And then I think that's all of them. Like, I think that's all the ones that they're doing. Okay. So now I got to put my handle on this. I'm actually following my layering guide now. I don't need glue on all of this just to put the handle on, just so we're clear. That was completely unnecessary. All right. What am I doing here? Up. Okay. That little round piece matches that little round piece. Okay. That's cute. And then I put my little dot on. Oh, I put my little dot on. Which I think is like it looks like a little screw maybe. The layering guides are wonderful. I need them. I need them in my life. And then this goes on here. Like so. And this this guy, I missed putting this guy on. This was like step 2, but that's okay. All right. Now, this little guy can go on. Oh, I put him up too high. Look, we have a gap. I put him up too high. Let's see if we can fix it. Our vellum might be a little worse for the wear, but I don't think they're gonna know. Come with me. Come with me. All right. I apparently didn't eyeball it very well. I'm gonna set that there and then reapply. We're gonna try it again. Okay. There we go. Now I should be able to move this. Is that cup? There we go. I was going to say, is it color or is it paper? Now, back to you, friend. So when I pulled it off, this is something that happens a lot. When you, like, if you make a boo-boo and we have to remove it, see how this paper has become separated? So here's how we're going to save this. This is, this is going to help us in future times when we're trying to put something back together. Don't peel it off because it's going to make it thinner. Just put down a little bit of glue, go in with your finger and smooth it down so it's not globbed on, and then just close that little lid right back into its place. Push it into place, and then see, nobody will know that you ripped it. And you won't have to worry about it sticking out where it doesn't belong. Yes, Brandon, we are going to do a YouTube class. I think we'll probably end up doing it in like November. And then we also talked about doing tags, like doing holiday tags on our lives leading up to the holidays. And I think we're going to do that as well. So I think once probably start doing the tags, I would say maybe in October. I know Denise is so excited for the tags. Okay. Oh, I'm doing it again, guys. I don't need any glue over there right now. Kelly, control yourself. All right. Okay. So now this should line up, right? Hopefully. Scoochy, little guy. I think it's because I have that glue on there from before. It doesn't really want to slide. There we go. Okay. Now that's all lined up. Coming together. And then we should put our lid on. Are we talking about old dogs? My old dog's over here sleeping. She'll be 15 in February. God willing, we make it. Okay, and then that lines up on top there. Look how cute that is. What a cute little guy. All right, so now, look, I'm going to put my lid back on. Aren't you guys proud of me? Okay, so we have our 3D embossed background. Okay, and now we have our little French press and our little cup of coffee, which is adorable. I do believe I need to trim this though. I need to trim this so that we can have a little teal border and tie that together. And then I think I'm going to use I pulled out the ovals. Let's see what size we need. All right, because I want them to sit on something, but I want it to be, all right. So I want the outside edge for this, I think. Is that too big? Maybe that's too big. I don't know. No, if we use the inside one, it probably won't be too bad. But what do we think? What do we think about using this maybe on the teal, and then let's see if I can make this work. Oh, I think it might be just a little short. Oh, I can't make it work at a diagonal though. All right, I gotta go this way though because the backside's funky. All right. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. Now, how will I tape it? Who knows? Oh, who knows how I will tape it? But we're gonna try. It has to be like in exactly the right spot. Because it's barely big enough to cut my oval out of. And then once we have our oval cut out of this one, I will figure out which one we need to cut out of there. All right. Okay. Yeah, see, look how look how close to the edge we were. It's fine. It still worked. I don't even know what that's from, but I don't have to worry about it because we're going to cover most of that up. Look, we were like edge to, oh, it did go through right there. Edge to edge to edge to edge. But that's cool. All right, so now we're going to trim this so that we have a little teal border to bring in our cup. And then we have this little stitched oval, which is adorable. Put our little French press on it, put our little cup on it. I do think that I would like, do I want to put white? Let's see. Or maybe a brown, maybe a white. Bye, Brandon. All right, so this is like the same size, so that I need to go one down, right? Maybe two down, so you can see that stitch detail. Okay, 2 down. Excuse me, sir. Go to your home. Okay. So then I was going to say I had white, but I'm pretty sure the white, like the scrap of white that I had was the teeniest, tiniest scrap of white. All right. So you might be asking yourself, Kelly, why are you putting that directly in the middle? Because I'm cheap and I don't want to waste this card panel. So I'll cut my little oval out and I'll use that little card panel for something else. Okay. All right. So we got that. We got that. We have our bold border here with our little stitching die, which is super cute. We got our little press. We got our little coffee mug. I think we might have to scoot this up so I can put the coffee mug in front of the French press. And then our little steam. And we need a sentiment. So let me... Do we like that? No, I think I like the teal better. Maybe the gray. Do the sentiment on the gray, maybe down here at the bottom. Okay, so, oh yeah, Denise, I'm way too cheap to just waste a piece of card to that girl. So I almost want like this dark brown color. I have fuzzies, die cut fuzzies on there. There we go. Okay. But if I can't readily find it in my scraps, I will just color it with an ink pad. Let me see. Okay. I got excited for a second, but it was cake. It wasn't it wasn't the actual color that I'm looking for. All right. Yeah, this one I think. Stick a teal with white banner and put a sentiment on that. Jeanette, that is a really good idea. I think that it's going to be better for us to reiterate another color in there. I think that will be a better plan. Okay. So I do need to trim this down. And I have learned the hard way. If you've already embossed, you definitely want to use a guillotine trimmer. Because if you try to use the slidey trimmer, you can tear it. And then because this is like a central design, I am going to trim a little bit from each side. So that way it stays centered. I think that moved on me. There we go. Okay, and then so we should be down to the 4. And then we should be down to the 4 1/4 here. All right. So now we should have a nice even teal border. There we go. We lost the chat and then we had to come back. Very weird. I wonder what caused that. All right. So now I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do this one for my sentiment. Let me gather all of my pieces, parts here. Don't mind my my other sentiments from another project that I didn't clean up from, obviously. I was looking at this one right here. This More Coffee, Please. I really I really like this one that says don't give a sip. Our life begins after coffee. Let's go with that one because we can kind of cant it a little bit. It is a well-loved Misty. I actually just got a new one, but I haven't. Look at how clean and beautiful it is. It's pristine. Never been loved. So here's a well-loved one, and here's a brand new spanking one. I'm afraid of chopping a finger off with a guillotine trimmer. So I'm going to be quite honest with you, Kathy. I've always had like the slide trimmer because I am not a big fan of the guillotines. But once 3D embossing folders became a thing and I realized how often I wanted to trim them, I did invest in one. And actually, I got a really good deal. Spellbinders had a deal during the holidays with that and like their shears, which are amazing, and a couple of other things. So, all right. I'm going to turn on my heat gun because you know I have to preheat. Got a treat with our anti-static tool. We're going to stamp in our white pigment ink. I like to do light pressure 2 times. And we're going to use some white detail embossing powder. Okay. And you got nervous having the trimmer in your house with your nephew around. Yeah, I do. So my, like the one that I have, it has like a little hole that it locks into. This is not the right one. I can already tell it's the wrong size. It's this one. So I just lock mine in the hole, and then I do keep mine like up where my kids can't get it. Okay, that looks like that's good. This piece of tape is pretty well loved. Let's hope it holds. Okay. Now, some of you may notice that it does have like the anti-static tool dust on it. But I just take it and I just rub it on my pants. And it goes away. All right, so now we have all of our pieces, parts. Let's put this bad boy together. All right. You know, I gotta check, triple check to make sure I'm gonna be happy with how everything's laid out. So we have this guy. Love the added texture in the background. You are not centered. This guy's got to be up, we decided. And then our mug can come down with our little steam here. Adorable. And then we can put our sentiment down there. Okay, I think I'm good with that. Yeah, well, yeah, that is probably true, Denise. But to be fair, like like when I was a kid, because we had like the guillotine trimmers and stuff, it wasn't a child who cut themselves. It was actually my art teacher who cut herself with the guillotine trimmer. So nobody's safe. Everybody has to be vigilant in their safety. All righty. I like to make sure mine is kind of even in the top. And then that way. All right. Susan, I appreciate that, but that wasn't the teacher who my high school art teacher failed me. Not my elementary school teacher. All right. So this one, I'm going to go on here. And again, just try to make sure all the edges are even. I feel like we're maybe a little too far to the left. Nope, a little too low. Little too low. Sometimes it helps to stand up so that you can see it from above, which I may have to do. I'm being lazy right now. Nope, we're able to get it. There we go. Okay. Oh, see, look at, I forgot to peel off all my little tape bits. Gonna get those now. This is where the press and peel. Yeah, Dawn is actually the one who introduced me to that with the little hinge method, which is brilliant. But I sometimes have a hard time with that, and not because it doesn't work, but because like I don't keep it nice in my craft room. So when I go to use it, sometimes it's not as sticky as it should be, I think, and then I have issues. All right, are we centered? We're centered. This right here is like where it would be beneficial to have something heavy to put on it, since we have all this wonderful texture and all of these layers of dyes. But in addition to being lazy, I am also impatient. So, all right, because we're using the vellum, I am paying attention to where I'm putting my adhesive. I'm only putting the adhesive where it's going to be hid behind these details. And that should be more than enough to hold our French press on. But just keep that in mind. I think the vellum is a great idea for the body of the French press. You just want to make sure you're not like squeezing your adhesive out the sides. Okay. So there's that. And then our little mug. Down here. See, this is one of the things that like adding the shading is a benefit, because since we've added the shading to the mug, this mug is just slightly darker in its shaded areas than the original teal color. So while they match, they don't match so well that one doesn't stand out from the other. And then our little steam. Which we will put right here. There we go. Cute, cute. Someday there will be vellum glue that doesn't show. Well, I hope so. I think they have some out now. They have like vellum adhesive, but I've never tried it to know if it works. I can't imagine it works that well. Otherwise, I think it would be more popular. Okay. And then our little life begins after coffee. Let me make sure we're just straight here. Okay. I am going to, this probably feels a little bit strange, but I'm going to, this little corner right here, I'm going to color this in. So it kind of blends in with our sentiment, but then it doesn't look like our coffee cup is just floating. And then the, where is it? Here it is. Nope, that's not the one I want. Okay. There are gemstones for this release, but I'm actually going to go and use this. These are older ones. They're the Grain and Grudge gem stickers. This is like the best neutrals ever. It has a little bit of blue, a little bit of gold, a little bit of bronze. So I'm going to use these. And I think I'm going to use these, this darkest version. Hey, excuse me. And then we will do just 1, 2 over there. Okay. I like those. Now, you you do know that we have to do the details. Okay. This is the shimmery, just clear shimmer. Okay. Let's put it on our mug too, because who wouldn't want a glitter mug, honestly? And then thank you, Lori. We did talk about before, we talked about doing like a little card giveaway. I'm going to do it on this side and then here. Okay, so we have those little added details. And then I'm also going to add some there, here on the handle. And then I actually think I'm going to do a little pattern on my cup. Just to add a little something to it. Give it a little bit of character. A little bit of whimsy. A little polka dot mug. How does the shimmer pen work? So I have a couple of different ones. The one that I use today is from scrapbook.com, but I also have the Nuvo, which is great, and the Clear Wink of Stella. I think honestly they were the first ones, but I have a bunch of them. Here's the Nuvo one, which is the glitter one, and then here is the Wink of Stella. They all work really great. The Wink of Stella, I think, is the only one that has other colors. They also have like golds and silvers, and they have a white. They have a white one I use a lot with my winter cards. So yeah, they're good. I because they add just like I don't know if you can see it. They add like a subtle amount of shimmer, which is really fun. Okay, so now. Oh, good, Carol. I'm so glad that you did. I'm using the 10. So the 8 is like the fine tip, and it is, for me, it is too small and it clogs a lot. I like the 10 because it is thicker and it doesn't clog as often. It is a bit of a bolder line, but that doesn't, I mean, I'm happy with that. So, okay. I'm not used to even having Lisa in here to pick a winner. I don't even know if she's still in here. So I'll do what we normally do, and I'll just go ahead and pick one. So that way, let me, yeah, the jelly roll is my favorite, Melissa. The 10. That one is my go-to. I've tried the other ones and I haven't had good luck with them, but this one's like my ride or die. Okay. Oh, you're here. Lisa's here. Okay, so Lisa's here, so I'm gonna let her pick. I'm gonna let her pick a winner. So yes, Honeybee does carry them. Does carry the gel pens, and I will be I'll be linking all of my stuff that we use today into the video, but since I never know what exactly we're going to be using, I can't like pre-link it because I'm not 100% positive of all of the things that will come together. But I think this one came out cute. I like those little polka dots. I think it's fun. The little like metallics that it adds on the card, I think is fun. All right, so Corolla. Congratulations. You are the winner. Yay. All right. So you've been in here before. I'm sure you know how this works. Please send an email to Betsy at customer care at honeybeestamps.com, and she will hook you up with your gift card for today. I'm very excited for you. I'm very excited. Oh, I did. Wait, she picked. Yeah, I know she picked. Are we good? I put her thingy on there. Are we good? Oh, good. You're doing your little happy dance. That's so cute. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. I do appreciate your time. I know that there's other things that you definitely could be doing with your time. So I appreciate you choosing to spend it with me. And don't forget, we are having a YouTube hop tomorrow. We had an Instagram hop yesterday. So if you're looking for inspiration for the new release, that will be there for you guys to check out. And I think that's it. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.